That covenant is love. Paul speaks about it. And he says that you may do all things, speak in tongues, make signs and wonders, perform miracles, but without love, it's all invalid. It does not verify before God. So when we come to that understanding that irrespective of whatever may happen, whatever circumstance that may be in our way, whatever that may come, that love must stand above all of them, because he speaks and says that great love, faith and hope dwell among you. But he says that but love is the greatest of all. Paul speaks of that. He had come to the understanding of the love that Christ has for us, the selfless nature of God, that he loved us even before we loved him. John speaks of that he loved us before we loved him. There is nothing that is more of a different understanding, that is more profound through Christ than knowing the foundations. They say if the foundations are destroyed, what will the righteous do? We have to go back to the foundations of Christ. We have to go back to the foundations of Christ, and the foundation that Christ has made with us, with the Father. It is the covenant. It is the only reason we are made righteous before God, because of the covenant that we hold through Christ. Through Christ, the love that God had for us, that he gave his own Son, not for our own sake, not for our own being, not because we were righteous, not because we needed him, not because we loved him, but he loved us first. So having come to that understanding that irrespective of whatever may come, whatever that is happening, whatever that may happen, because when all things happen, all things come to pass, and the old is done away with, that we may embrace what is new, what is to come, and it is perfect. And it is perfect. When the perfect comes, the impartial shall go away. For we come to the understanding, knowing that we all know in part. We all know in part, we prophesy in part, but love is greater than all of that. It is greater, it is enduring, it is indispensable. It is love. So, us having understood that love, it is the greatest among all, that there is nothing, that the entire creation was created because of love. Everything was done in love, irrespective of how you may think, of how you may react to the love that God has cherished us with. Because irrespective of where you come, of who you are, God brings life to every man that lives every day. No one prays for life at a daily basis. No one fasts for life. But it is Christ. It is Christ. His love. He demonstrates his love through action, because he knows that love is not just a word. You do not speak of love. You do not speak of love. Love, it is a sacred covenant of Christ. It is a sacred covenant of Christ. It is one of the principles of the heavens, that the heavens stand, all things pass away, even miracles performed, even making all the testimonies and everything. So when we speak of the testimony that love must be upheld above all things that may come and happen, that we have to love our God with all our hearts, that he may adore us, that he may teach us to love like he loves. Christ speaks and he says that love others as I have loved you. He's speaking to his disciples. He says, love others as I have loved you. He's speaking not only to disciples. He's not only talking to disciples. He's talking to all of us. He's talking to all of us. He's talking to all men having life. He came that we may not just have life, but have it in abundance, more abundantly. He speaks of the love that the way he loved his disciples is the same way we should love others the way God has loved us, which we must reach a stature that we love others the way God has loved us. The way God has loved us. Because if love believeth everything, we must learn to love and live by the covenant. Not just profess the Christ that we speak of, but live the Christ we speak of. Because of all things that may happen, it is love that can never fade. It is love, it can never fade. It is a heavenly principle. It has existed even before the foundations of this world. Because if Christ was slain before the foundations of this world, it is the subordinate love that God had for nature, even before creating it. Christ was slain before the foundations of the world. So we come more to a clear understanding, knowing that Christ loved us even before we were created, knowing that He knows all things that may happen and all that may proceed, but His love never goes away. His love never goes away. His love never goes away.